Howdy everybody, how y'all doing? And welcome to Breaking the Ice with your host, me, Punkwaddle. Well, back to Monday morning and we're back to the grind, and whether it's coffee or whatever else gets you motivated in the morning, let's try to start out off with a little bit of fun, and a little bit of, well, something to motivate you, right? Unfortunately, there hasn't been that much of penguin news this last week, and maybe I didn't do enough digging, but you know what? It was an interesting week, and it kind of got me thinking about some of the basic principles, even scientific, phenomenon that we kind of deal with in our day-to-day life. And that simple yet profound truth is, what goes up must also come back down, right? And, well, if you, do that simple thing, and you look up right now, and, if the sun's out, you'll see that nice blue sky, right? Yeah? And, well, it turns out that, speaking of blue skies, it seems like Mark Hamill has decidedly returned to, the X, back to the ground, and, because apparently, I don't know if it was one of those Icarus things where you flew too close to the sun or whatnot, but apparently he's back, right? And I know that was a misdirect, because that's not what exactly you were expecting, but there you go. And you know what else? When you think about trusting the science, when we talk about the sky being blue, they say it's really just a reflection of the blue oceans, right? So, really, us penguins who, maybe can't fly, well, we know a lot about the purity of the blue water, and we went straight to the source, right? Not this second-hand blue air, right? You get what I'm saying? But today, I want to talk about that other blue thing that happened last week, the that rocket that went into space, right? That capsule that came back down, the blue airways, we'll call them, right? I mean, that's I call that some prime same day delivery, if you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. And just like what goes up comes back down very quickly, in fact, there's been a lot of backlash and a lot of, seems to be regret by some of those people that, like Katy Perry, that turned it into a big publicity stunt, and then everybody else called her out for making it a publicity stunt. And if you're keeping track, you also know that you're probably craving a Wendy's Frosty right about now, because they're delicious, they're great with fries, and it's something that I would never want to send back, right? So, and there you have it. And then one of the other commentary thoughts I've had of, while they were taking their selfies in space, is that, showing different membership cards and set lists and all this other stuff, I think it was a missed opportunity, because instead of whatever that card was, and maybe somebody knows and puts it down in the comment below, I really think that a Blockbuster card from, the 80s or 90s, or maybe a full punched Marble Slab card, or Cold Stone Creamery, or, maybe some sort of Starbucks gift card might have been fun, more fun and more relatable for the rest of us down here on Earth, right? That they had to come back to. Yeah. I think you get what I'm saying. So, yeah. And if you've been hanging out this long, I just want to say that I want to offer a puppet alternative to a surreal, fictional, and I'm not saying that spaceflight was fictional, don't misunderstand me, but if you want something wholesome, family friendly, something that you can just enjoy and, suspend your disbelief and suspend your, attachment to reality a little bit, right? And a lot more fun is, there's that really good movie, Muppets in Space, right? You get to see well, story of our good friend Gonzo, who's, well, just trying to understand his place in this world, and through some, well, absurd foam, friends, and, all the things that happen in a good Muppets movie, we learn more about him and the people that matter to him, and the Muppets and puppets that are his friends. So, yeah, I think that would just be a way to chase down all that and go back to enjoying regular life, right? And the last thing I'll leave you on is, and this isn't really penguin news, but yeah, I remember there's been people who every now and then toss out the idea of penguins in space because it would be cute. And while I don't know how we'd get up there because we can't fly, I do know that if we ever made it, I mean, we're great at floating around and, well, existing and pondering the meaning of life and looking adorable. So if we ever did make it to space, I think we'd do pretty well there. So, let me know what you think down in the comments, and, well, until next time, we'll see you later. Bye!